What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to go over what it costs to tune and delete a 2020 DURAMAX right here, or a L5P DURAMAX in general. I've been getting a lot of questions on how you do it and stuff like that, what it costs. These L5Ps are a lot different than all the old generation DURAMAXs or Cummins or PowerStroke and stuff like that. It costs a lot more money to do an L5P just simply because you got to swap out the ECM. So let me pop the hood and we'll get right into it. Alright guys, so on this L5P, you got to swap out the ECM. I got it right over here, my stock one, I'll show you guys. GM encrypted this so hard right here that no one was able to crack into it. You literally have to swap out your whole computer to allow tuning. So this is my stock one right here. It's basically a $2,000 brick now because I have no use for it because I'm tuned. So basically GM encrypted that so hard that like on the old style Cummins and DURAMAXs, like on a 6.7 or something like that, you can plug right into the OBD2 port and just load your tunes in straight there, flash it, and be good to go and you're tuned. On this, I'll show you where it is. It's over here on the 2020s in the driver's side wheel well. It's right up in there. But you gotta swap that out just to allow the tuning. So you have to get the modified ECM from HP tuners. You can go on their website and look it up. But the modified ECM is $1,800, and when they first came out, they were $2,500. But now they lowered it down to $1,800, so now it's $1,800 just for the ECM. I'm gonna get my phone out here just because there's so much that you got to do this that I forget half the stuff. So I have it all on my phone here. So the ECM core charge, I wanted to keep my factory ECM right here, just in case something went wrong. I had the stock one just for my peace of mind. And that was $625. Now that's $625 you would get back if you send your factory one in. I wanted to keep mine, so that was another $625. All right, we'll keep moving down the list here, guys. Credits. Now, say you just want to flash the ECM. It's just another money-making thing that HP Tuners does. You have to take 10 credits just to flash that ECM to your truck and your VIN. So only those tunes that you buy will work with your truck and your VIN. So you need 10 credits per ECM. They're $50 a piece, and you need 10 of them, so that's $500 just in credits to flash the ECM to your truck. All right, continue to move down the list here. The next thing you need is the MPVI2 port. I can show you guys that. I have it right here in the truck. This is a MPVI2 port right here. You got to take this port, plug it in your OBD2 port, then this end into your laptop. This is how you get the tunes and all the information, check engine codes, all that from that ECM from HP Tuners to your computer. So basically, as you guys can see, HP Tuners basically has us on lockdown because their ECM, their MPVI2 port, it's their platform. They're really the only ones offering cracked ECMs for L5Ps to be able to allow the tuning. So they basically have us on lockdown. It's all their stuff. So whatever they want to charge, they're going to get, because if you want to get it done, they're the only company out there that has it. Now talking about tuning, that we have the ECM and all that stuff to allow the tuning. Tuning is actually $1,300. Let me just double check that. Yes, tuning is $1,300 plus tax. So tax on $1,300, it's like $78. So $1,378 for the tunes. All right guys, now that we're done talking about the tuning, we'll get into the actual hard parts, what parts you actually need to get this deleted. So, as you guys can see, I got a 3.5-inch downpipe. You guys right in there. Right there. 3.5-inch downpipe plus a delete kit. So, on the Y bridge, you got the block-off plate. Then you got down there the exhaust manifold block-off plate. That all comes as one package together. So, that is $800 for the delete kit plus the downpipe. Alright, the next part you need to complete this task would be an exhaust system. I have an exhaust system, but I'm just running straight out of the downpipe, if you guys can see right in there. I'm running straight out of the downpipe. I'm polishing my exhaust currently, guys. I'll get on that as soon as possible, get that finished up. I've just been super busy with my business, so when I get some time, I'll get that polished up and put on the truck. But for a 5-inch exhaust with a 6-inch tip, that's no muffler, that's $750 right there. And the final part to this puzzle is Knox plugs. Now you don't need these. Knox plugs are optional. As you guys can see, I'll bring you over. Right in here, straight back. Right here, I have a Knox plug. It goes to a little computer board. You guys can see it right there. right there. You have to keep those in place so the truck will run. It gives like a false reading. I actually have the plugs right here. Let me grab them for you guys. These are the Knox plugs right here. Let me open the bag up. You would plug this in right there to get rid of the plugs, just so you don't have them dangling around. I have them right here. I just didn't do it yet, so when I get some time, I'll put those on there. But those are $125 for the Knox plugs. So let me show you guys on my phone right here. This is everything you need to delete the truck for an L5P. So I'll leave it right here for you guys to take a look at it real quick, and we'll do the quick math and see what that adds up to be. So we did the math, and it came out to be $6,278. You can just round it up and say $6,300. But if you minus the $625, say you want to send back your ECM, you don't have to keep that. So say you want to send yours back, it'd be around $5,700. So it costs around $6,000, I would say, either way, and that doesn't even include labor, and I'm not even factoring yet trans tuning. They don't even have trans tuning out yet for these 2020 L5Ps because it's a new 10-speed transmission. They used to have the 6 speeds in there, so I know on the 6 speeds, the TCM, I believe, is around $200, and the trans tuning is $300. So say you want trans tuning, you can just factor in another $500 for that, so it'd be around $6,800, I would say, around $7,000 just for the tunes and the trans tuning and all that types of stuff there. So now let's get into some of the stuff you have to do and what labor would be on something like this. This actually took me around, I'd say, 35 to 40 hours to do it by myself. It really sucked to do this because, as you guys can see, I can show you guys all the parts I have here. This is the SCR over here. This is actually on the back of the turbo. So this goes from the turbo to the downpipe. So as you guys can see in there, let me grab my phone out for you guys. It's basically like a big cushion in there. As you guys can see, that just prevents all the sound from coming out of this turbo, really silencing it. As you guys can see in there, like that big foam pad. That's why you don't hear the turbo on these stock trucks, because it's all silenced right in there. So to get that part off, believe it or not, you actually have to pull the whole turbo out. Right in there. You have to lift the whole turbo off the pedestal, pull it out, unbolt it, and put it back in and get the new downpipe on. So to get to the turbo, you have to pull the whole Y bridge off here. The whole Y bridge, the turbo, the intercooler pipe, the air box. You gotta disconnect the batteries, you gotta drain the coolant. Like, there's so much that goes into this. It's so much different than any other diesel out there, I swear. And all the bolts are such deep down in there, it sucks to get to them. Every single bolt sucks. The only good thing, though, for me was that this truck was brand new and nothing was rusted. Since nothing was rusted, all the bolts came off really easy, which I'm really thankful for. I didn't snap any bolts, and I didn't have any problems with the bolts. So that was the one saving grace here. So I contacted shops out of curiosity around me locally just to see what they wanted to do this. So they all wanted around $2,000. So say you want the trans tuning plus you don't know how to do this yourself, you gotta pay someone, I'd be around $9,000 just to delete this thing. It's just absolutely insane. They're making these new diesels now, like, so encrypted. Like, the new Cummins and the Power Strokes, you don't have to replace the ECM, so it doesn't cost as much. Just these new DURAMAXs are getting to be a little ridiculous on what it costs to do all the work to them. And all that money you just spent, you don't even have the Worley piping if you want that, or HSP. If you want any of that piping, that's more money. But on these 2020s here, I'll give you guys a little overview of the engine. Everything's in a different location on the 20s versus the 17 through 19 L5Ps. Like, for instance, the coolant box is on the right-hand side. It used to be right over in here. And even with the delete kit, parts, like, some stuff was different. Like, this coolant return line here is in a different location. And, like, back here with the heater core hoses, with the kit they gave you, they had quick connect fittings. On this truck, they don't have quick connects, so I had to go to the store and buy all these different connections to merge the tubes together, as you guys can see right here. I had to buy that fitting to get this hose to the thermostat. So a lot of stuff is different about this truck. Even getting back to the tunes, the whole operating software is different. And I would say there's only one way to really save money along this process is if when you go to do the delete here, I would say the correct way. I would say there's a correct way and a cheaper non-correct way. You could leave the SCR in the back of the turbo, leave the coolers in here, and just unplug the coolers and put an exhaust on. You could do that, but it doesn't look as clean, and you still have the SCR on there, and it's not breathing freely. So I would say that's the correct way to do it. Say you didn't want to do all that stuff and pull the coolers out, pull the wires out. That's a lot of labor, because that's where all the work comes in, pulling all this stuff out. You could save all that labor by just doing an exhaust and leave that stuff on there, if you guys are just looking to save some money that way. And I've been getting a lot of questions too, now that I have this done. A lot of people are asking me if it's worth it. I think it's totally worth it, because a lot of people are like, oh, you void your warranty. The thing with that is, you're running all that crap back through your engine for 100,000 miles, doing all that internal damage by running hot air through, all that soot back through, and damaging your engine, basically, I would say. So I would rather take the risk of pulling everything off and doing that, because I think I'd be doing my engine a justice by letting it breathe more freely, not clogging it up, and maybe save money down the road. I'm hoping this pays off in the long run. So I'll keep you guys updated. Stay tuned to the channel. And if you guys need any parts, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I actually stocked up on a whole bunch of stuff. So I have L5P exhaust. If you guys want a 6-inch tip, I got those two. I got the downpipe. I got everything you guys need to do this to your own truck. So if you guys need any parts, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'll be happy to hook you guys up. Alright, that's about it for this video, guys. I basically went over everything you guys do to get this truck the way I have it now, what parts you need, what parts cost. If you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe, drop a like down below, and if you guys have any questions, anything I went over in this video, drop them down below. I'll do the best I can to answer them. Alright, see you guys in the next one. Take care.